And what was the craziest thing that you went through in Jackass that you did film?
Hands down, it was they sabotaged me. So it was a ruse for Tremaine to be sitting in the back of a 18-wheeler that they cut a big giant hole in that is about 15 feet deep. And so I'm supposed to go sneak up behind him, put splash water in his face, and punch him with a boxing glove. We call it the Rocky. So boom, and I knock you out. So I fall into the pit as I'm sneaking up on him, and I lay there and I see all these fake snakes, and I'm like, very funny. I'm like, whoa, hold up, this can't be the bit. There's got to be more to it because there has to be a better ending than this.
Yeah.
David Weathers is there, the snake charmer, who has 100 snakes that he pours on me to the point where they know the worst thing you could tell a director of Jackass to do is tell him what you're terrified of. I'll film anything. I'm not scared of anything. But if you bring a snake around me, then we're going to have a problem. That just meant put snakes on BAM. So I am crying.
For real.
For real.
You should watch it.
I was in panic mode. Like, I needed a red hot panic switch.
He was trying to get out. I actually felt bad when I watched the clip.
Did you guys have like a secret name or like a word?
Like a code word?
Yeah, code word.
Well, I guess Knoxville is Oklahoma, but mine's usually Ooga Booga that I didn't invent yet. But Ooga Booga, get me out of here. Thank God Ryan Dunn finally had enough and pulled me out.
Thank
but
God.
but I didn't have enough arm strength because the pole was here and I had to like reach up. I couldn't do it, and they kept pouring all these snakes.
So it's like a Raiders of the Lost Ark.
And the snakes are heavy.
Yes.
Think about
and
how
these
heavy
are,
snakes
these
are.
are like python-ass,
the yellow
big-ass
ones.
snakes.
Oh my God.
And
The
to
Britney
know
snake.
if they're devenomized or not, don't care.
Right. Oh my God.
I watched that clip not too long ago, and I honestly had a moment where you could see his eyes, where he's like,
You see the fear.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I realized, everybody's like, why? I know now why. When I was 5 years old, there's this tunnel near my house underneath the highway with a little bit of like, water runoff. I was climbing underneath with some friends just to get to the other side because it was a fun thing to do with a 5-year-old. There was this black snake in the middle that I couldn't see, and it just jumped out. I was like, whoa, and I popped my head. And it was the first time I ever saw blood on myself. So I ran home crying thinking I was going to die or something.
Right.
And that's just like a PTSD thing.
Right. So that's where that came
Snake
from.
was like, get out of my way. But why don't you tell her before, about the snake incident that we had together where you got kind of close.
So we were filming with the Madhouse Boys. They're like,
I like
new
snakes.
version of Jackass. They're very brave. Man, they
want to be
bam.
Bam.
Yeah, so they showed up with this big python
The Britney
that
snake.
they actually filmed with Britney Spears during the VMAs in 2000.
wow.
And they wanted to scare me. They blindfolded me, had me sit down, and then they took the blindfold off only to see the snake right there, which I was like, pretty freaked out about. But she has it around her neck and
I'm
stuff.
not scared, yeah.
And I had to handle my phobia of this, so I agreed to have the tail end around me.
Good job.
Just so I could overcome this fear.
Yeah. And
Now I'm not scared of anything.
I was going to say, do you feel like you overcame that?
Yeah, the only two things I was scared of is snakes and these terrible nightmares about this spooky guy that I couldn't see his face named Bersham. But once I stood up to Bersham in my nightmares, he finally fucking went away. So now I'm not scared of anything.
Yeah.
Is Bersham a name you came up with?
No, it's what he told me. I was like, finally, I was like, what is your name? And he said his name is Bersham. I'm like, I'm going to fuck you up.
Pamela Duff helped kill him.
But wait, that's actually that's a great lesson for people that are scared of things. You need to face it
Because he
head
would
on.
creep up on me in my sleep like a dark shadow, and I couldn't see I could only see his like spooky eyes, and he would try to choke me at night, and
you would
I had
wake
to
up.
fight him off. And then finally, after months and months of this, I had enough. I was like, I don't even like being alive because I'm 250 pounds. My manager would be like, yo, Bam, you want to make a 1 hour appearance? All you have to do is sign shit and take photos. You get 20 grand. I'm like, no. He's like, you don't want 20 grand for 1 hour? I'm like, no. He's like, why? I'm like, because I don't want to appear anywhere.
Well, no one understands what you saw last night.
You know what I mean? So I don't
can't go
want to be
anywhere.
awake. I don't want to visit friends because I don't like my appearance, and I don't want to skate. I don't want to do anything. And then when I go to bed, I got to fucking deal with Bersham every night with these terrible nightmares.
Sorry.
So like,
Well, now that you're not doing drugs and drinking, do
Yeah.
you think that that's helped with your nightmares?
no,
do you think they've brought it
helped
out?
with my nightmares is replacing terrible memories with good ones. I mean, we've been on the road nonstop. We've pretty much seen every state in the past year: Puerto Rico, Scotland, Ireland, Belfast. Fucking, you could go on. But now I go to bed happy, and I have good thoughts.